Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. In today's video, we are going to go over 14 different ideas for using washi tapes and how you can use them in different creative ways, many of which are great for planners and journals, but also for general crafting. So first, before we get into that, I am super excited and wanted to let you all know that my washi tapes are restocking. These are the daisies and bumblebees themed washi tapes that are hand drawn by me. I highly underestimated demand. They're my first physical products, and I highly underestimated demand when I launched them. And so I did a restock and have a bunch more ready for you all. They will be launching on Saturday, June 7th. So that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So just be ready to jump on that and grab them if you missed them the first time around. They are currently shipping only to US addresses. I am new to Shopify and physical products and am working out how to set up international shipping. So hopefully soon I will be able to offer that, but that is on the list of back-end things to figure out. Anyways, these are launching soon. So mark that date and time, tomorrow, June 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right, so anyways, getting into creative uses for the tapes. Obviously, the first one is going to be using them for waterfall Dutch door tabs. These are the easiest way to use them. And let me show you an example of how it looks using these tapes. So this is just probably the simplest way to jump in and create your very first Dutch doors in a journal or planner spread, and super fun. Next up, to complement your Dutch doors, you can use them to complement your more complex Dutch doors, I should say. You can use them in between different pages as like a waterfall tab in between something more complex. So let's see if we can find an example of that. Before we get there, this is another great example of just basic waterfall tabs. These are using Archer and Olive washi tapes, and it's just putting the washi tape down and then cutting. Super simple, looks so cool, love it. All right, here's a really large example of using them in between your more complex Dutch door tabs to complement what's going on. This is in a huge notebook. It is a recent video if you're interested, but you can see that I used stickers along here to create these fancy cuts, and then every few pages used a simple washi tape to complement the spread. And you can see every third page I have that simple washi tape there to just break up the complexity going on and make a really cool set of tabs. Next up, a planner tip for you. Use the washi tapes to mark off when there's something happening like a trip or something like that in your monthly spread. You can pull the washi tape all the way across the dates that are important. And then if you want to, write down what's going on. I obviously did not here, but I did use it to mark like little trips or weeks that someone's visiting or things like that. All right, idea number 4 is kind of tag teaming with scrapbook paper, but you can take it in any way you want to without the scrapbook paper, but it would be to create a border when you're creating some kind of decorative thing. So you could use this to create a border just on a plain spot, but here I used it with scrapbook paper, pasted the scrapbook paper down, then used this thin washi tape to kind of show where the edge of the scrapbook paper is and the edge of the scene before I got to my functional area of my planner. And then of course I did layer over some boxes to add some function throughout, so it pulled it all together. But tip number 4 is create a border, in this case around the scrapbook paper, to pull that scene together. I think it looks really cool, and I do not do that enough, so I need to do that more. All right, tip number 5 is to use the washi tape to help decorate your spread by layering it over boxes. So you can see I have all these little washi strips, and I layered them over all the boxes to pull more colors in that then were used throughout the spread. So I love how these little torn strips look. You can use them torn, you can keep them straight. And by the way, all these tips can be used both in planners and in journals. So if I'm showing you a planner spread, but you're using a journal, you can do this layering tactic in your journal too. So it can be used across the board. So tip number 5, layer washi tape over your boxes to add some color. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do tip number 6. Now, tip number 6, I do not have an example of. I couldn't find one, but we are going to do it on camera together, and I'll show you quickly how you can do that. So tip number 6 is use the washi tape as a hinge for journaling flaps. So let's just go to this page since we have this space here, and let's go ahead and grab some kind of piece of paper that I might want to put in. So let's say I have a piece of paper and I want to decorate it. Let's cut it to size so it fits. Just on this line here. Okay, so if I had a page here and I wanted to have a hidden flap, you could decorate the front or label the front or just put stickers all over the front. But let's say we had this here and I wanted to add it in as a flap that could fold up. What I'm gonna do is just put the tape down, and you can use it with torn paper or straight lines. I'm gonna create some straight lines here. All you need to do is make sure that it's the same size or smaller than your paper so that it's not lifting up the sticky part at all when you fold it up. But now you have this beautiful flap that you can write on here and here, thereby adding extra space to your journal for more writing if you're writing more on a particular day, or for something that you want to hide in case you're sharing the journal at all. So this is a great option to have kind of a little hidden note for yourself. All right, getting into some art journal things that you can also use in your journal as well. I created these boxes that I used to put stickers over for this art journal, but you could create your own boxes like this using a mid-sized washi and a skinny washi. Create these little frames on some kind of paper, and then you'd have these boxes to write in. So you can either use it as an art journal thing or a journaling thing, but basically you are creating your own little boxes using the washi tapes. So if you're out of boxes or want a very specific pattern that you have on your washi tapes, you can use it to create some kind of boxes. Similar to that, you can use it in any way in an art journal piece. So like here, I have a thick washi in the back. Let's find another good one. I used it down the middle of the page as part of the backdrop of the page here. Let's see. Here, this is my favorite tape ever, and I used it just as a piece of ephemera on the paper, just to add in a little bit and fill these gaps here. So you can use it in a million different ways for art journaling. So that would be number 8, use it in an art journal page. All right, number 9, I actually don't have any examples of sitting right here, but in the past I have used stickers, and washi tapes would work as well for using it in any kind of DIY project. So those DIY projects would include things like if you want to make a phone case, you can buy a cheap clear phone case on Amazon and then use a part of, you know, the plastic packaging that you might get when you get a new planner or various craft supplies. Keep those plastic pieces. You can cut it to size of the phone case and stick it into the phone case. So you can layer your washi on it. You can layer stickers on it. You could also use a piece of cardstock or something like that and get it to size. So that is one of the DIY ideas. You could also make coasters or bookmarks or, you know, handmade cards that you're adding the washi tapes into. So there are a lot of crafty ideas that you can use. And if you want to see more of those, let me know. I've shared some of them over time on my Instagram, but I haven't done very many videos here of the crafty things that you can make on YouTube. All right, idea number 10, I have examples in my planner. but you can also do this in your journal, but use the washi tape for masking. If you're going to be doing art, like if you're going to be painting, if you want to use your inks, I use distress inks, you can layer your washi on the page, and washi pulls up so easy. So this is why I love using washi for it. I put it down so I could do this part of the page, and then I put it down again just a little bit on the other side so that I can do this part. And this one I did use paper for because of the curve, but I have other examples of using it too. Let's see. Oh, it's in this one. I used it to create a checkerboard spread is what I call it. And so I covered up these sections with washi tape and then did the rest with distress inks and this paint for the splatters. And then I pulled up the washi tapes. I also do have, no, that's not washi tape. That's how the Happy Planner used to have it. They had a big bar across it. But yes, I used tapes to cover all of this and to cover these so that I didn't ink them. But you can use it to mask things and then pull it up. It works really well to pull things up off your planner pages or your journal pages. All right, number 11, tip number 11, idea number 11, whatever you want to call it, is to use your tapes on gift wrapping. Now, I don't have an example of this because I'm not wrapping any presents right now. It's June, you know, all of that. But instead of using ribbon, you can go around it with washi tape. You could also use washi tape to attach the cards or things like that to add a little pop of color, especially if you have holiday or birthday washi tape for whatever you are wrapping presents for. Idea number 12 is to use it for creating a window in your journal or art journal. I have done this in a couple different ways, and I don't have any examples in my creative journal right now. Maybe I do, but the ones that I easily found were in my art journal. And so let's find those window spreads. I have 2 of them. See, here's this one. So you can see I used this washi tape all the way around here. I cut it right here to kind of create that window corner, and then I cut out the inside. And then I also used it here to create a window of this scene that is flat on the page. So there's one window. Then where's the other? Ah, here it is. So in this one, I used a thin tape here, then I used a scalloped washi and actually cut out the scallops. So this took longer than this one because this was just an easy straight line. But create a window to create scenes. You can do this both in your art journal or with little windows in your journal. Right, here's item number 13. Idea number 13 is to create boxes in your journal using plain washi tapes. You can see that I created this thin line here. It's kind of like the window, but I didn't cut it out, and I intend to write in it instead of decorate all the way through. And you can see I use similar sized washi tapes on all of these Dutch doors to make it all cohesive together, but I did create boxes throughout the spread on the pages that I wasn't adding in layered boxes. Idea number 14, our last idea for today, is when you're creating some kind of list in your planner or your journal, is to use a strip of washi as the line here. Instead of drawing a line with a pen or a highlighter, add in a washi tape that matches the scene that you're setting on the page because it makes it so, so cute. All right. These are all my ideas that I have to share today, 14 different ideas for using washi tape in your planners and journals. So let me know what ideas you have down below that I didn't share here. And don't forget that this tape set releases from my website, Amy Plans Things, tomorrow, June 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye.